Hey everyone, my name is Sarah and this is my sister Marissa.
Aloha everyone!
Today we're going to be making coconut icing that I created and we're going to be using it to decorate these cakes. This one is a chocolate fudge cake. I got the recipe from this book. And this is a passion fruit or little koi cake. And I got the recipe from Sally's Baking Addiction, which this is actually for a lemon cake and I just substituted in little koi juice for the lemon juice. So let's get started. So now that we have the icing, we're going to go ahead and start decorating the cakes. First, I'm just going to put on a crumb coat, and then we'll get into putting on another layer of frosting and then doing the decorations.
We're hoping to do some nice beachy decorations today, so that's going to be exciting. Goes with our theme of the passion fruit little koi cake and coconut frosting.
Trying to make this as tropical as possible.
Okay, pretty smooth. They're actually not very crumbly. I guess because you're doing the top of the cake.
This cake actually had a huge crumble happen, but since I flipped it over, it's doing fine. Okay, so now the question is...
Moment of truth.
Ugh. Look at that.
So we'll do this. I must say I highly recommend this little koi cake recipe.
The site that I got that from, the Sally's Baking Addiction, she has really good recipes. I tried her soft pretzel one and her lava cake one, and both of those have been excellent.
Nice. I used her recipe for royal icing actually to make the gingerbread house a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
So seems to be a hit. Are you gonna do the sides, or is this gonna be one of the naked cake styles?
Okay, now that we've got all of our decorations ready, we're ready to do the real decorating. We've got colored sugar here for sand. We've got some green food dye mixed with water that we're going to use to paint on some trees.
Amazing.
Blue icing for the ocean. Some blue food coloring mixed with water for the sky. We have some brown icing here we're going to use for some birds. And then we have some brown sugar here that we're going to use for the trunk of a tree.
Amazing.
Okay, let's get started.
I think I'm a little bit nervous about the sugar. Because I feel like it's easy to have it melt on your hand and sort of stick. And also hard to evenly distribute onto and you sort of get a fine line.
Yeah, but the thing is, especially since we're using it for sand, I'm not super concerned about getting a really strict border.
That's true. Especially since when we paint on the ocean, we can sort of define lines.
Exactly. The other nice thing about this icing that I really like is that it crystallizes, and so it gives you a really nice surface to work on. And that's one of the reasons we're using these food colorings mixed with water, because we're actually going to be able to just paint right on the cake.
That might be hard to do if we were using a really soft buttercream, because it would sort of melt the frosting and really mix, but this sort of has a glazed shell on it now.
Okay, what do you think is the next element we should put on?
I think that we should try for the tree next because I think that's going to be one of the most difficult.
Okay.
So we're doing the trunk of the tree with brown sugar. So the idea is sort of to have the palm trees sort of coming up here and the leaves hanging down, and then we'll have ocean along here, the sky, and some maybe birds up at the top. And so I think that element of having this tree trunk might be sort of the most challenging. I guess I also said that about the sand. Maybe I'm going to say that about every element, that it will be the most challenging, but we shall see. Okay, so let me go ahead and give this a try. The brown sugar is also like a bit softer than, so the other sugar we dyed just sort of white granulated sugar, and this is a bit softer than it, so it's also a little bit different texturally. So we sort of have these granulated pieces as our earth pieces, and then the sky and ocean have different textures, so hopefully that also sort of distinguishes each component of the cake.
Let's get a closer look at what Ashley's doing this tree.
So I'm just trying to sort of lay it down and then do a little tap.
Beautiful.
To define it. Or have sort of the signature skinny top and then sort of the widened bottom that you have on a lot of coconut trees. That's sort of my inspirational palm tree. Okay, so what do you think? I think that is pretty good.
Awesome.
So for the ocean again, we're doing this sort of frosting, hoping we can get a little bit of the texture, sort of like the, you know, when the wind hits the water and so ruffles it up a bit. You have some like whitish elements from the foam, and it's not just one sort of consistent color all the time. So we'll see how that turns out. It is a good, this frosting is a good base for it because it is very steady.
Ooh, I actually really like this. It's getting the yellow from the sand is actually mixing a little bit with the blue and giving it a little bit of a green tinge, which is actually quite realistic.
Yeah, that's nice. It sort of heightens the effect of having this sort of gradient color.
Okay. This is actually working very nicely. I'm going to add a little bit to the front. I'm just going to add some white icing to try to give it the effect of a wave rolling in.
Oh wow, that's looking fantastic. I really like that.
Okay, so I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint on the sky. Oh, this is actually painting out really nice.
Yeah, I really think that it actually is pretty reliant on the type of frosting that we used. Like, it might be hard to replicate with other frostings.
Yeah.
Because having that really nice sort of set is making this a lot easier. It's actually a lot softer also than I was expecting. Which I think is really good because it makes it contrast with the water.
Yeah.
Which would be hard to do if we were just using frosting also on the sky, I think. We'd have to really make it a very distinct color.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the sky is about done.
Wow. Beautiful. Okay.
So beautiful.
So that means we have two elements left. We have to do our like little birds. So they're sort of the off in the distance. And then we have to put on our palm fronds. I'm wondering if I should also do the palm fronds with a toothpick.
It's up to you. I think the paintbrush actually was really easy to use and might give it like a nice texture, but
Okay.
it also might be too similar to the sky texture. So that's up to you.
I've done many cake decorations before, but I've never tried to paint. So that part is a little bit nerve-wracking. Okay, so here it goes. Gonna give it a shot with this, doing these palm fronds. This is the final element, which also means my last chance to completely ruin everything. But we'll see. Confession, I did do a trial one on my iPad. Because I was a bit nervous. But I have to say it's pretty different painting on a cake. Okay.
Oh, that's looking really nice.
So I'm going to attempt one more frond. Sort of coming up here. And I think we're good to go.
Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Thanks guys so much for watching. We hope that you like it. Once we cut it, I'll include some pictures of it cut. But for now, I want to leave this for my other family members to see.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
You know
Till
what?
next time, this is Sarah signing out.